BJP and the rest of the country to see this is the people's power. Sir, if I have to bow, I'll bow before the power of the people. I will not bow before the people in power. These people needs to understand. आज से पहले जवाहरलाल नेहरू का बात करेगा, दूसरे नेताओं का बात करेगा, तब आप कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे। मैं 5 साल पहले का डिमोनेटाइजेशन का बात करूंगा, तो आप कहेंगे भाई वर्तमान इशू पे बोलिए। सर, देश में जनता मालिक है, कोई नेता मालिक नहीं है। The people of Bengal and the people of my constituency elected me third time with a margin of 7,10,000 votes, setting an example for Nरेंद्र मोदी, अमित शाह and the millions of कुर्सी की बात लीजिए, मौसम बिगड़ने वाला है। ये पक्षपात नहीं चलेगा। मैं बजट पे बोल रहा हूँ। जब विप्लव बोल रहा था तब 100 साल पुराना बात कर रहा था, 50 साल पुराने इमरजेंसी का बात कर रहा था, तब आप चुप थे और आपने डिमोनेटाइजेशन का बात करना वापस चुप रहे। वाह सर, बोलिए अपनी बात पे। We for tragedy, make an example out of me by setting an example for the rest of the country to see. By letting ED and CBI go after me. Sir, but what did the people do?
बात स्पष्ट कर देता हूँ एक चीज सर, ये जो बोल रहे हैं, मैं बोल रहा हूँ बीजेपी से, मैं जो सवाल यहाँ पे पूछ रहा हूँ इनसे या मिनिस्टर को जो जवाब देना है, इनमें से कोई भी अगर जवाब देना चाहता है, कोई भी मीडिया चैनल चूज कर ले, मुझे टाइम बता दे, मैं आ जाऊंगा। एक हाथ लगे। मैं कह रहा हूं सर, इनका दम है, इनका सीने में दम है।
आप अपनी बात कहिए
और अगर हिम्मत है तो ये एक्सेप्ट कर।
चुनौती मत दीजिए, आप अपनी बात कीजिए।
I am giving them, I am challenging them to come,
चुनौती मत दीजिए सदन
come
में।
and debate with me.
ये बार चुनौती देना, या चुनौती सदन में नहीं।
सर harsh measures। सर देखिए, मैं व्हाइट पेपर मांग रहा हूँ, ये चिल्ला रहे, अरे भैया व्हाइट पेपर दे दो, व्हाइट पेपर दे दो, कहानी खत्म। सर जिसके पास कागज नहीं होगा, सर व्हाइट पेपर मांग रहे, सर व्हाइट पेपर मांग रहे, चिल्ला रहे, इनके पास कागज नहीं है और पूरा देश से कागज मांग रहा है सीए का नाम पे। ये बीजेपी है, ये बीजेपी है। सर डिप्राइविंग वुमेन, वंचित हो रहे देश की नारी, खुले घूम रहे शोषणकारी।
तो मैं कभी गलत नहीं बोल।
सर आप मुझे एक चीज बता दीजिए, इस सदन में जो लोग ताली बजा रहे हैं, एक सेकंड सर, इस सदन में जो लोग ताली बजा रहे हैं, 700 फार्मर्स मारे गए, उनको मौत की घाट उतारा गया। सर एक मिनट, एक आदमी ने एक मिनट के लिए खड़ा होके उनके ऊपर श्रद्धांजलि दिया, ये आज ताली बजा रहे, इसीलिए ऐसा हाल है इनका।
तो 2019
सर मैं
जवाहरलाल नेहरू का बात वो लोग बोलेगा, जवाहरलाल नेहरू का बात वो लोग बोलेगा।
कोई 60 साल पहले जवाहरलाल नेहरू का बात करेगा, दूसरे नेताओं का बात करेगा, तब आप कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे।
सब बोलते
मैं 5 साल पहले का डिमोनेटाइजेशन का बात करूंगा तो आप कहेंगे भाई वर्तमान इशू पे बोलिए। सर ये पक्षपात नहीं चलेगा सर।
बजट पे
मैं बजट पे ही बोल रहा हूँ। जब विप्लव देव बोल रहा था तब 100 साल पुराना बात कर रहा था, 50 साल पुराने इमरजेंसी का बात कर रहा था, तब आप चुप थे, और अब मैं डिमोनेटाइजेशन का बात कर रहा हूं, आपको चुप रहे। वाह सर, वाह।
बोलिए अपनी बात पे।
T for tragedy, and this is the tragedy. The example you all set in the house, this is why I say T for tragedy. When the Kolkata flyover collapsed few years ago, Modi ji gestured that it was not an act of God. He said it's an act of fraud. Sir, we wonder what he has to say when 141 lives were lost in Morbi bridge collapse in Gujarat. Was it an act of God or act of fraud? Sir, what happened when roofs of Delhi, Jabalpur and Gujarat airports collapsed? Was it an act of God or act of fraud? Sir, what happened when Ayodhya Ram temple roof starts leaking after the first rain? Was it an act of God or an act of fraud? Sir, when Mumbai's Atal Setu started developing cracks within 6 months of its inauguration, was it an act of God or an act of fraud? When 41 workers trapped for 17 days after Uttarkashi tunnel was caved in, sir, was it an act of God or act of fraud? When 20 people killed as a girdle launcher collapsed in Samruddhi Expressway in Thane, what was it? An act of God and an act of fraud? When 300 lives were lost in Balasore train incident last year, what was it? Act of God or act of fraud? When 9 were killed and 40 people were injured as goods train rammed with Kanchenjunga Express last month, what was it, sir? An act of God or act of fraud? So the rail minister has blood on his hands. A once reliable mode of transport has been transformed into a death trap. So 244 train accidents between 2017 and 2022 15 major accidents in 2023 alone. Sir, 50% of compulsory track safety inspections were not even completed. Sir, only 672 crore spent out of the needed 58,459 crore on track renewal. Sir, Rashtriya Rail Sanraksha coach, which would have received 20,000 crore every year, only received 4,225 crore. Sir, there's a shortfall, and a staggering shortfall of 15,775 crore. Sir, Manipur is burning over the last almost 1.5 years. More than 200 killings, 70,000 displacements, 1,000 homes wrecked. Sir, no mention of the word Manipur in the union budget. Sir, another tragedy of this government is weaponization of central agencies. Sir, another tragedy of this government has been the weaponization of central agencies to carry out politically motivated witch hunts against opposition leaders, like many of us, including me. Sir, they didn't stop at me or my wife, my elderly parents, my PA, my advocate, even my 11-year-old daughter and 4-year-old son were not spared. Sir, you tried. Sir, the BJP tried to make an example out of me by setting an example for the rest of the country to see, by letting ED and CBI go after me. Sir, but what did the people do? देश में जनता मालिक है, कोई नेता मालिक नहीं है. The people of Bengal and the people of my constituency elected me third time with a margin of 710,000 votes, setting an example for Narendra Modi, Amit Shah and the minions of BJP and the rest of the country to see. This is the people's power. Sir, if I'll have to bow, I'll bow before the power of the people. I will not bow before the people in power. This people needs to understand. Sir, India's national debt today stands at a staggering 169 lakh crore. The finance minister needs to know this. Before you ridicule Bengal for a debt of 6 lakh crore, the budget has predominantly, like I said, is anti-Bengal and anti-people. Even though the state elected 12 BJP MPs as compared to 3 in Andhra Pradesh, you still have the guts and gall to overlook West Bengal, and you will get a befitting reply again. Perhaps the central government would have benefited drawing inspiration from West Bengal budget for the year 2024-2025. Sir, our budget stood out for its inclusive approach, introducing new schemes while enhancing the incentives of the existing ones. It comprehensively addressed the needs of every section of the society, ensuring support for women, youth, students, fishermen, and artisans alike. By prioritizing equitable growth and social welfare, it has set a commendable example of governance focused on holistic development of the people. So, sir, I have explained to this august house, including the finance minister who is sadly not present in the house, BUDGET. I repeat again, B for betrayal, U for unemployment, D for deprive, G for ghotala and guarantee, and E for eccentric, and T for tragedy. Sir, the finance minister made a seventh budget. The finance minister made a seventh budget speech. Sir, more empty words, more empty promises, hollow words. This budget has got more fiction than finance. I have exposed the track record of this government, sir, on promises, on governance, on guarantees, and on targets. Since we are talking about the general budget and estimates and figures, we should also take a look at the audit, or try to take a look at an audit. So if you audit the results of 2019 general elections, what will the audit show, sir? The election results are a direct audit of the performance of the Honorable Prime Minister and this government. The PM was the face, the body and the head of the BJP campaign, which cried, "Ab ki bar 400 par." And what is the result of that audit? The result of the audit is BJP lost heavily in Bengal. They were stunned in Uttar Pradesh, shaken up in Maharashtra. Their slogan was, "Jo Ram ko laye hai, hum unko layenge," backfired, sir. Okay. Their slogan of "Jo Ram ko laye hai, hum unko layenge," backfired. I would rather say, "Prabhu Ram aaye, to न्याय आया." कुछ वक्त जरूर लगा, लेकिन इंसाफ आया. BJP not only faced a humiliating defeat from the Ayodhya seat, but it also lost Badrinath in the last by-election. That takes me back from where I started. वक्त बदल गया है. The Prime Minister now leads a creaky, vulnerable, shaky coalition. And it leads a coalition government which is just waiting to blow up. Rather than investing in the future of this country, it is unfortunate that the union government is investing for Modi ji's political survival at the expense of nation's well-being. Truth is, the Honorable Prime Minister is on borrowed time. You all are on borrowed time, mark my words. And I would like to end by saying, थोड़ा सब्र रखिए और कुर्सी का पीटी बांध लीजिए, मौसम बिगड़ने वाला है. Thank you, sir. Depriving rural poor. मोदी जी की तीसरी बार गरीबों के ऊपर लगातार अत्याचार. Sir, over the past decade, the BJP-led central government has made its Bangla Birodhi stance abundantly clear by deliberately depriving people and abusing power to suppress Bengal's voice. They have made an array of hollow promises, disrespected Bengal's culture, and hatched continuous conspiracies to tarnish the state's image. Failing to fight us politically, you declared an all-out war on our rural poor, depriving them of roti, kapda, and makan. Sir, Honorable Finance Minister gave a statement today in Rajya Sabha saying that Bengal has failed to implement the scheme that Central has aided in the last 10 years. Sir, I challenge the Honorable Finance Minister if she can release the white paper of how many dime, penny or rupees the central government has given to Bengal after its embarrassing defeat in the West Bengal legislative elections in 2021. Sir, in the last 3 years, let me put this on record. And sir, मैं कुछ बोलूँगा वो सही हो सकता है, आप उसके टिप्पणी करेंगे वो सही हो सकता है, गलत हो सकता है. सर, कागज तो झूठ नहीं कहता है. मैं बस इतना कह रहा हूँ कि 2021 में आपने बंगाल में हारने के बाद आपने मनरेगा के लिए बंगाल में कितना पैसा दिया, और आवास योजना में 2021-22, 22-23, 23-24 फाइनेंशियल वर्ष में आपने अगर साबित कर दिया व्हाइट पेपर रिलीज करके कि 10 पैसा दिया है, 10 पैसा. सर देखिए, मैं व्हाइट पेपर मांग रहा हूं, ये चिल्ला रहे. अरे भैया व्हाइट पेपर दे दो, व्हाइट पेपर दे दो, कहानी खत्म. सर, जिसके पास कागज नहीं होगा, सर व्हाइट पेपर मांग रहे हैं, सर व्हाइट पेपर मांग रहे हैं, चिल्ला रहे. इनके पास कागज नहीं है और पूरा देश से कागज मांग रहा है सीए का नाम पे. ये बीजेपी है, ये बीजेपी है.
आप बीच-बीच में मत टोकिए.
Sir, Manrega funds to the tune of 6,913 crore have been forcefully withheld, denying wages to more than 59 lakh workers over the past 3 years. Sir, 11 lakh 36,000 eligible families have been deprived of a roof over their heads as 8,140 crore rupees under PM Awas Yojana have been deliberately halted. Sir, the government withheld the release of over 800 crore under the National Health Mission due to non-compliance and certain color branding guidelines for health and wellness centers, despite other conditions being duly met. Sir, despite 334 central and NLM teams visiting West Bengal in the last 3 years, and ATRs being submitted on time by concerned departments of the state government against every observation that was made by the center, still no funds have been released. Official interactions with the Honorable Prime Minister and the other BJP ministers of the concerned department were met with dismissive attitude and constant rejection. Our leaders fighting for the people of Bengal were even detained in Delhi by Delhi police. Even women MPs were manhandled and dragged by their hair. And this BJP talks about Nadi Shakti. So the finance minister yesterday in a speech proposed flood control initiatives for states like Bihar, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim, and Uttarakhand, sir. Unsurprisingly, Bengal was once again left out in spite of northern part of Bengal being one of the most worst flood affected areas. Despite 6 out of 8 MPs from PCs that falls under the northern part of Bengal being from BJP, this is the kind of discrimination meted out to our state. I hope people of Jalpaiguri and Alipurduar are watching this and listening to what I'm saying. The finance minister, as long as we stand as people's representative, the rights of Bengal's people cannot be taken away. The state government of West Bengal has already cleared the pending wages of 59 lakh Manrega workers from its own treasury. It has also been decided that the first installment of funds for the construction of houses shall be released by 31st December 2024, which is by end of this year. In 2022 and 2023, under the Pathoshri scheme, 26,486 kilometers of rural roads were constructed and repaired, and a financial outlay of 6,448 crore. Sir, depriving women, वंचित हो रहे देश की नारी, खुले घूम रहे शोषणकारी.